using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up, we hear about a youth retreat, and later we have Open Line when you can let us know what's on your mind. Talk Today's next on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Great of you to tune in this afternoon. Hope your week is off to a good start. Seems like everybody's going somewhere at this time of year, which is helpful for those of us who are staying behind. Traffic is much easier these days, right? Yeah, well, I guess not a lot of work is going to get done this afternoon, because we do have football this afternoon. Yes, France taking on Spain. Who's going to go for the cup? Who's going to win this one? Everybody will be trying to take that one in. It gets started, was it 2 o'clock this afternoon? Yeah. So everybody wants to take a late lunch, I suppose. So, boss, I'm going to take a late lunch, okay? I'll be back around maybe 4 or so. Well, I see SpaceX is once again interrupting air traffic around the neighborhood. This time, their first attempt, this is an attempt to launch SpaceX Starship Flight Test 13. Was it this evening? Sometime between 5:45 and 7:15 local time. And so it's going to be passing overhead through the Northwest Caribbean, so it may affect some international and domestic flights in and out of our airports. That's coming from the Airports Authority, the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. So, if you have plans, make sure you know exactly what's happening with your flight. And if you find any strange debris that may have fallen from the sky, do not touch. SpaceX says, stay away from it. They're advising to call hazard management. Oh, good Lord. I thought we were, further along in our space technology than, every time Elon Musk launches a rocket, we have to run and take cover to make sure we don't get hit by falling debris, and airplanes can't fly through the area. So, come on now, we can get that together, Ellen. But anyway, if you have plans to fly this evening, check the schedule, make sure you know what your flight plans are, and then if they do launch this evening, if they don't launch, it's going to be sometime this week. Who knows? Just watch out for falling debris. The sky is falling. Well, in our first segment this afternoon, we're going to hear about a youth retreat that is hosted by the Church of God Full Gospel Hall. It's for young people in our community. And joining me now to tell us about this retreat are Kayla Ebanks and Ada Jackson. Ladies, good afternoon. Welcome to our studio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure being here.
So, tell us in general terms, what is this retreat all about?
So, the youth retreat is a weekend, a fun weekend. It's exciting for young people, and it's aimed for ages 13 straight up till 19, so all of our teenagers in the community. It's a time where teens can step away from their normal routines and really focus on connecting with God, and just make new friends, build lasting relationships, and enjoy a weekend filled with activities that help them grow spiritually and personally. The focus is building a relationship with God. That is our main focus, as you would imagine, coming from a church. But also we want them to connect with teens and just have fun.
So is this something new for Church of God Full Gospel Hall, or you've been doing it in the past?
Yeah, so this is actually our first year. So we're trying to get the word out there to make sure that we have as much attendees as we possibly can for our first time. And going forward, we hope to continue it into the future years.
So this is something a little different than the usual summer camp, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's kind of like a miniature camp. It is just for a weekend this year. We're starting off small, but hopefully we aim to get to that week-long event as well.
So what made the church or a group of people in the church, decide to have this? What's the purpose behind it?
So I'll let Saida speak about the purpose in a little bit, but the inspiration for it came from actually a camp that I attended when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And it was a while ago now, but it doesn't feel that too long ago. And it was such a wonderful experience. It was actually in the U.S. And so when I came back home, having that wonderful experience, I thought, if teenagers here would have that same experience, there's not a lot of camps, church camps, besides VBS, but there's not a lot of all-day church camps. And so I said, if the teenagers here could have that same experience, that would be so amazing, instead of having to go away to the U.S., to have them. So that's where the inspiration came from. But I'll let Sayla talk more about the purpose.
So this retreat is kind of modeled after the one that you experienced?
Yes. So it's similar. That one was, I think, 4 days long, but this one will just be for a weekend. So we're seeing how it goes.
Get started.
Yes.
So Ada, what is the purpose behind it?
All right. Our goal is to reach the youth in our community and provide them with a safe, positive, and encouraging environment where they can grow spiritually while learning valuable life skills. Throughout the rather development communication skill, teamwork, leadership, cooperation, sharing, serving others, and problem solving. More importantly, we want every young person to discover the blessings and benefits of living a God-centered life. We want them to leave encouraged, inspired, and strengthened in their relationship with God.
So where is all this going to take place?
So it's going to take place at the Church of God, Full Gospel Hall in Georgetown on 6 Seafarers Way. So it's at White Church with the steeple, not Emsla, but the other one right down the road by Guy Harvest. So right there on the grounds there. We will be hosting it Friday afternoon, straight up until Sunday afternoon.
Okay. So it'll be inside and outside kind of activities?
Yes.
Yes. So it'll both be inside and outside activities. As I mentioned, it starts on Friday. Check-in will begin at 5:30 p.m. And then check out at 5:30 on Sunday. The registration fee will be $50. This will include a t-shirt, food, and accommodations for those who do want to stay on the grounds. You're not required at all to stay on the grounds, but if you would like to stay, I mean, you're with the other teenagers if other teenagers decide to stay as well. But yes, all of that is held right there. We have dormitories there, restrooms, all inside. So very nice facilities. Definitely better than the normal campsite. So you get running water, electricity, AC, all of that. So that's where it'll be held.
So I didn't realize that you have a overnight.
Yeah, so
you can stay Friday and Saturday night, or
yeah, so Friday and Saturday night. Again, that's completely optional. So I know some people don't like their children to sleep out. I remember when I was a teenager, my parents were like, "Nope, you're not sleeping over nowhere." So that's completely understandable if they're not comfortable with that. But Cayman is small, so a quick, unless you're living up East End and it's a little bit further of a drive, but a quick 20-minute drive in the morning on Saturday is just as fine. You can sleep in your comfortable bed at home and come in the morning, Saturday morning.
So, Ada, give us a little preview of what is going to be happening. What will the young people be doing?
Yeah, certainly. Before we get there, we want to mention that if you would like to attend but you are unable to afford the fee, don't make that stop you. We will help with that also.
Oh,
so
that's great.
If there's someone you know they want to come, but maybe they have more than one teenager and they feel that's a little bit too much for them, please come along. We can handle that for you.
Yes,
you'll work things out.
Yeah, and to add to that, we actually have some people who have donated money to fund teenagers to attend. So please register if you're interested.
Okay, that's great. So what's going to be going on during the weekend?
Okay. Friday evening begins with check-in and supper from 5:30 to 6:30, followed by a welcome session from 6:30 to 7 p.m. We then have an exciting ice-breaking activities from 7 to 8 p.m. to help everyone get acquainted before moving into our first outdoor activity from 8 to 9:30 p.m. The evening ends with a light snack, shower, and everyone heads to bed for an early morning on Saturday. Saturday begins with 7 a.m. wake-up call, followed by breakfast, morning devotion, competition games, lunch, and more competition games in the afternoon. In the evening, we'll enjoy supper, attend a special church service, and play games. The weekend has been carefully planned to provide the perfect balance of worship, fellowship, learning, friendly competition, recreation, and rest.
Okay, so that's a general overview of what's going to be happening there. And we have to take a little break right now, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Hello, Cayman! Are you ready for a night of pure fun? Miss Teen Skate Night is officially happening.
That's right. Mark your calendars for Friday, July 24th from 6 to 10 p.m. at King Sports Center.
Come out, lace up your skates, and hit the rink with your favorite contestants. Bring your own skate shoes if you have them, but don't worry if you don't. King Sports Center got you covered.
We'll be gliding and grooving to the greatest hits spun live by the one and only DJ Lano.
After weeks of intense training, we cannot wait to unwind, network, and connect with our amazing community. If you don't know how to skate, we'll be there to teach you. It's going to be loads of fun.
Trust me, this is a night you won't want to miss. Pay $10 to enter and make some new connections.
We'll see you on the rink, Cayman!
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and I'm talking with Kayla Ebangs and Ada Jackson of the Church of God Full Gospel Hall, which is hosting a youth retreat, and they're here telling us all about that. And if you have a question about the youth retreat, you're welcome to give us a ring. You can reach us on 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. You can also reach us on 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp on 925-3261. So expand on that a little bit for me, Kayla. But as you've gone through something like this, talk about some of the actual activities and what they're like.
Yeah, so one of the most exciting aspects of what I experienced was a competition. Obviously the spiritual aspect, but as a teenager, you like that connection with other teenagers. So every teenager will be assigned to a team with a dedicated team leader who will encourage and guide them through the weekend. Then the teams will work together to complete challenges, participate in games, and earn points along the way. So kind of like a sports day. I actually will be one of the team leaders. So it will be a group of us young people so we can relate to the teenagers, and it will be both a male and a female for each team. That will be 2 team leaders for each team. And yeah, it's just an opportunity for teens to make friends, develop teamwork and leadership skills, and enjoy some friendly competition. Our team leaders are really excited to mentor the youth and ensure every participant feels welcomed, encouraged, and included throughout the retreat.
And is there a limit on how many young people could join up for this?
So we do. Right now, I'm thinking around 40. We haven't reached that number yet, so please do not feel afraid that you will not be accepted. But as many as will come, we'll receive them. Yeah.
And I guess it would definitely be a limit on who could overnight. The number of people who can overnight.
Yes. Right? So that limit is 20. So we have 20 spaces for accommodation right now. And we haven't reached that limit either. So yeah, there's still space.
All right. And I see it's early to bed and early to rise kind of situation, right?
Yes, it's a full day, and we are making sure they get 8 hours of rest.
Yes. So is that something that you encourage people to, young people to do in life, not just on this weekend, but?
Absolutely. Having now entered the working world is so important. Work is not happy when you're late. So getting that right amount of sleep is so important. It helps you be able to focus on your work and provide the best results and be a good employee. So yes, we encourage that throughout life.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize the importance of sleep.
Yes.
And stay up watching TV and whatever, playing games.
And especially at that age, because you're developing so much. Your brain doesn't fully develop until like 25. So you're developing so much in those years. You're growing, all of that, and rest is so crucial for those times.
Okay. And tell us about the Bible Memory Challenge.
Yeah, so it is a way to just encourage the Word of God in our community. I think it's so important, having grown up in a Christian home, to really instill it into children. And since it's a short time, we're only doing 5 verses, and they're quite common verses that if someone's familiar with the Bible, they should be able to learn. They're young, so their memory should be good to go. But yes, they will receive 5 Bible memory verses to memorize during the retreat. And we've scheduled time throughout the weekend so the teens can relax and study the verses and just spend time reflecting on God's Word.
So Ada, what are some of the other types of activities that you have planned?
Well, we have some safety activities also planned. We plan a variety of both mental games and physical games, so there's something for everyone. The mental games encourage communication, critical thinking, teamwork, and creativity, while the physical games focus on cooperation, leadership, coordination, and teamwork as well. We also carefully plan the schedule with safety in mind. Each team will rotate between 45 minutes of outdoor activities and 45 minutes indoors. This allows participants to get out of the sun, cool off, stay hydrated, and recharge before heading back outside. Safety is always our first priority, and we made sure everyone has regular opportunities to rest and drink plenty of water.
And keep hydrated, very important.
Keep hydrated, yes.
Well, give us some more details about those mental games and what was it, and the physical games you're going to be playing.
Yes, so the mental games, we have trivia. We also have a game called Electricity. It's a teamwork game as well, but trivia everyone's familiar with, and it will be Bible trivia. For the physical games, we have dodgeball, we have volleyball, all of those fun teamwork build-in games. So we encourage those great games that have big groups and you can work together to get those points.
So a lot of games going on. So give us some more ideas of what will be happening there during it's over 3 days, is it?
I guess 2 days.
2 days?
2 days. Kind of just the afternoon Friday, and then the morning and afternoon on Sunday, and then the full day on Saturday. So
2 days, yeah.
Two full days.
So as someone who's been to one of these things before, what would you say that young people can gain from attending this retreat?
Yeah, I would say obviously the teamwork aspect of it. You build friendships. I have friends till this day who I still connect with overseas, but also you just learn how to serve others. So there will be an aspect where they will have to learn to make sure to help each other, help clean up here where they make a mess, help others clean up the area as a team. So they'll learn how to serve others, build connections, and most importantly, build that relationship with God.
Do you think that's something that's missing among a lot of young people these days about, caring for other people and taking care of each other?
I think so. As someone who has a lot of siblings, you kind of learn that as you have siblings to take care of one another. But in school, we learned that, and I'm sure they're still learning it. I know teachers who still instill that into their students, which is excellent. But I feel like you could always improve on it.
So you're going to be working on some other skills, Ada. I see public speaking is among them.
Yes, we want to encourage children to have that kind of confidence in themselves. And this retreat that our young people are looking forward to, sometimes children are just timid.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to speak out, and especially if you're just the only child at home, you're kind of so sheltered. And coming to the retreat, that will help you get exposed to being around others and building self-confidence.
So are they going to have to actually make like a little speech or speak in front of a group, or how does that work?
The memory verse challenge helps with that, because they
Mm-hmm.
will have to memorize the verses, and then you have to get up and say your memory verse, and that there again is an icebreaker for you not to feel too intimidated.
Yeah, they won't have to do any big presentations or nothing, but just the everyday of speaking in front of others can sometimes, especially as a teenager, could be intimidating. You don't know if you'll get the right answer or the wrong answer. So just simple things like that builds that confidence slowly.
Mm-hmm. And how do you go about doing the team building?
Well, the team building throughout the retreat, participants will be working closely with their teammates, learning how to cooperate, encourage one another, solve problems together, and appreciate each person's unique strength. These are skills that will enable them to use it at school, at home, in church, and as Kayla said before, eventually in the workplace. Beyond all of that, you make new friends, strengthen existing ones, and most importantly, grow closer to God. And all of this, our prayers is that when every teen leaves the retreat feeling more confident, more responsible, and inspired to live a Christ-centered life.
So, Kayla, what would you say is the importance of team building and having a team spirit develop in young people?
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because growing up, I always was shy. And so I never was the one who would get up and wanted to raise my hand and be the first one to speak. But as I've gone through university and now working, it's inevitable that you'll have to work as a team with people, no matter what your profession is. You will have interactions with people, and you need to learn those skills. And so it might seem, for those who don't like that team building aspect, it might seem a little tedious to always have to be doing these exercises and communicating with your team. But in the long term, it really helps you, and you build those relationships. And I've learned that throughout my time, is that connecting with people, building those relationships is what everyone needs. No matter how shy you are, you need a friend, or you need that relationship with others.
To support the other person.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're the kind of young person who's really not into sports, where that you have that team spirit, you're someone who likes to read more, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you may not have that team building experience in school itself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why we included trivia, because we figured, we need to balance it. We need to give those who mightn't be as athletic or even like sports, to give them the opportunity to exercise their skills as well.
Okay. Before we go to the break, let's just review when and where this is going to all be?
Yes, so it will be July 24th, starting at 5:30, straight up until July 26th, and it will be at Church of God Full Gospel Hall, 6 Seafarers Way, Georgetown.
All right, we're going to take a little break here, but we'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Not sure where you fit in tech? Pathways in Tech by Enterprise Cayman can help you find your route. Whether you're interested in project management, computer support, or network systems, this program helps individuals explore practical, career-focused skills for real opportunities in Cayman's tech and innovation sector. It's beginner-friendly, job-relevant, special economic zone connected, and scholarships are available. Your path in tech starts here. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to apply today.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Happy 50th anniversary Radio Cayman. What an enormous legacy that has been made by Radio Cayman. God bless all of the employees, past and present, that have made Radio Cayman special. So as we celebrate this 50th anniversary, as we celebrate improvements and renovations to Radio Cayman, let's be thankful for the first 50 years, and Lord willing, ingenuity willing, collaboration willing, another 50 for Radio Cayman. Happy anniversary.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are hearing about a youth retreat hosted by the Church of God Full Gospel Hall that is happening on the weekend of July 24th. And in the studio with me to tell us about that are Kayla Ebanks and Ada Jackson. And for anyone who's going to be attending, you are asking them to bring some certain items with them?
Yes. Okay. Those who are coming, we've asked that they bring some sport outfits for games and activities. Girls should bring sport skirts along with skirts and dresses that adhere to our church's modesty standard. Boys should bring appropriate sport wear. 2 church outfits for our church service, and at least 2 additional casual outfits. Sleepwear, personal hygiene items, as your toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, deodorant, and towel, etc. for your own personal necessities. Any medication that you may require. We will also send an email out to the parents and teenagers with a list of the things that they need to bring prior to the start of the retreat. Being prepared helps everyone have a comfortable and enjoyable weekend.
So is that really for those who will overnight?
Yes.
Yes, I would say also, even if you're not going to overnight, still bring some of those things. Again, we'll send out email, but because you'll be sweating and everything, you wouldn't have time to go home and change and shower before the church service. So you can just shower on the grounds and change into your dress clothes for the church service, and then after that you can head on home.
So when, for those who say that are just coming during the day, they're not going to overnight, when does the day end for them?
It ends the same time.
Same time.
Yeah.
So it starts, wake-up call is at 7. 8 o'clock, they can arrive at 8. 8 to 9 will be breakfast. Then it ends at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. All the nights. It's Friday night, 11 o'clock, Saturday night, 11 o'clock, and then Sunday ends at 5:30 in the afternoon.
And how do people go about registering for this?
Yes, so registration can be done by either calling or sending a voice WhatsApp message to Kendra at 924-5736. So that is 924-5736. Or to Saida, who's on the radio with us today, at 926-1745. That is 926-1745. You can also go to our Facebook page. So we have a QR code on there that you can just scan it and the registration form will pop up. But if you just want to send us a message too, we can send it directly to you. If you want to hear more about it, you can always message us and ask us any questions that you would like to find out. And we have a registration fee, but as we mentioned before, if you are unable to pay for it, we will cover your teenager. We want them to experience something beneficial for them. So please do not be afraid to register just because of the cost. The registration fee can be paid either before or during or on the day of the retreat. And we encourage every family with teens between the ages of 13 to 19 to register early by Saturday, July 18th. If possible. The earlier you do it, the better it is for us. We can get their shirts, the sizes and everything ready for them. So please register early. Yeah, and everyone's welcome. So we're looking forward to an amazing weekend.
So can they pay online?
So they cannot pay online.
Okay.
I would recommend, from my experience, we just paid on the day. So I would recommend just paying on the day if that's easier for everyone. Yeah.
Okay. But if they want to give you the money beforehand,
they can. Yes. They can reach out to us on those numbers that we provided or contact us through the Facebook page and we can give it. They can give it to us.
Okay. Well, let's recap a little bit about what's going to be happening in the camp. Just give us a recap there.
Yes. So on Friday afternoon, the campers will come in. They'll register from 5:30 to 6:30, and then 6:30 we'll start off the welcome, straight into the icebreaker activities, and then straight into outdoor activity. And I'll give you a little sneak peek. I wasn't gonna do this, but the outdoor activity that day is a slip and slide. So for me, that was really exciting as a teenager.
I'm out of contact.
No problem. So it's where you have tarp and you put a bunch of soap and water and you slide. You just go for it and you slide.
Right. That's what. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun for me. I would still enjoy it today. And yeah, so that's a little sneak peek of that outdoor activity. The activities on Saturday, as I mentioned.
Any other sneak peeks you want to give?
As I mentioned, we have volleyball and dodgeball. We have trivia. So those are some of the games that are happening on Saturday. We have breakfast provided on Saturday and Sunday, and then lunch is provided, dinner is provided.
And snacks also.
And snacks as well. So they'll be well fed.
So what would you hope that young people would come away from this retreat with, that they can hold on to?
Our hope is that when this is all over, that our young people would realize that coming to church is not a place where you sit down and you're boring, but that it can be enjoyable. That being in an environment, a Christian environment, don't make them feel like they're some misfit, but that they have a place in the church. They have a place in God's work, that there's something for them to do, not just, but it is enjoyable. As the scriptures say, come and taste and see that the Lord is good. If we don't taste something, we don't know how good it is. I guess I'm a bit guilty with that. Certain things I won't taste, so I don't know. But maybe thinking on things pertaining to God, let's come out and try, and you'll see it's clean fun. At the end of it, you have nothing to regret. But you go back with a positive feeling, a positive mind that, coming to church isn't bad. it's the best thing that you can add to your life.
Do a lot of young people attend Church of God?
We have quite a good young people group. I must say that. We have a vibrant young people group, and we have youth services.
We have youth services
the
3
end
Fridays.
of the month.
Yeah.
The end of the month. In Georgetown and also in Savannah, they have youth service there twice a month, like the first Friday and the last Friday.
The first Friday and the third
Friday of the month. We have
month.
youth service there also. So,
because I mean, I know these days there's so much competition for the minds of young people, right?
Yes.
It's not like when I was growing up in Cayman. It was like the church was many times the only place to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's totally different today, right? I mean, you have to give young people a reason to come.
Want to come. That is so true. That's so true. Yeah. And in the same breath, we encourage parents, send your children to Sunday school. It's a very strong building place for your child. So much children that is neglected with, they don't get to come to Sunday school. But I encourage parents out there, send your little ones or bring them to Sunday school.
Well, there's a WhatsApp message here. It says, good afternoon. This seems that it will be very constructive and in a safe environment. Thank you, ladies and congregation, for this camp retreat. And they're asking, and I guess other people will have this, even though we said it, have this question. Give us the dates again for the retreat.
Absolutely. So the dates are July 24th. So that is coming up very soon. Next week, Friday. So July 24th to July 26th.
Mm-hmm. And so there's not a strict deadline for registration, right?
There isn't. If you decide on the day that you want to come, please feel free to show up, preferably on time though, at 5:30.
Yes.
However, we cannot guarantee a shirt on that day in your size if you do show up on the day without giving us prior notice. So that's why we say please register by this Saturday, July 18th, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually give Kendra a call or myself. Kendra number is 924-5736 or my number is 926-1745. That way you can give your child age and size that we can see about the T-shirt even before you get there.
So and give us a review of the registration process.
Yes, so you can either call or send a text message to those numbers. So I'll give them one more time, 924-5736 or 926-1745. You can also visit our Facebook page at Church of God Full Gospel Hall, and there's a QR code there that you can scan with your phone, and it'll show a registration form. You put in the name of the child, the age, and medical conditions, if they need certain medicine, all of that information, and send it on to us, and we'll contact you.
So what would you like to reassure parents about, the overnight arrangements and so forth?
Yes, that's such a good question. Thank you for asking that. So we have 2 different dorms. One the boys will be in and one the girls will be in. And we have all the team leaders. So all of the team leaders are above the age of 20. And they will be staying there with their teams. But we also have older adults, because we're adults, but older adults such as Saida, who will also be staying there with them. So we have a mix of adults there who will ensure safety is always provided. We have people who are CPR certified as well. So their safety is 100% our priority. But again, if you do not feel comfortable with that, we totally understand. As I mentioned, my parents, it was a hard no. No matter how old I got, they were like, no.
We also have security around the churchyard that the gates closes at 10:30, so there's no one able to come in there, and there will be security on the ground all night to make sure that nothing happens to your child. So all of that is put in place for you. Your child will be secure. They'll be well taken care of when they're on the ground. And when you come, if they're not sleeping over and you come and pick them up, then anything after that hour, we will open the gate for you. You just can't come in. We have to open the gate.
It is a secure compound.
It is a secure compound, yes.
Yes. Well, Kayla Ebanks and Ada Jackson, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about this. The Church of God Full Gospel Hall Youth Retreat starting on the 24th of July.
26th.
Make your plans. Get it done now. Yeah. Thank you for being in the studio. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure.
It's 1 o'clock, so let's see what's in the news.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman is reminding employers about job ad rules for work permits. A job advertisement, they say, can usually support an application for up to 3 months from the date it was first published, unless the director or business staffing plan board decides otherwise. Work says advertising is still encouraged and urges applicants to make sure their ads are valid before submitting. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has dropped his plan to charge a 20% fee on ships using the Strait of Hormuz. He says trade and investment deals with Gulf states will replace the fee and create additional millions of U.S. jobs. The shift comes as U.S. forces strike Iran for a third straight night. In other news, new research finds YouTube is still recommending eating disorder videos to teenage users, a year after new safety rules came in. The Center for Countering Digital Hate set up a profile for a 13-year-old girl and found 1 in 10 suggested clips promoted thinspiration or extreme dieting. Google says it has removed the videos and remains committed to stopping harmful content. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
Historically, Caymanians have always had a strong connection to the sea, as it provided career opportunities, food supply, means of travel, and communication with the rest of the world. Caymanian sailors became renowned worldwide for being skilled navigators, shipbuilders, fishermen, merchants, and soldiers. A vast amount of Caymanian mariners were employed by Daniel K. Lugwood's giant shipping line, National Boat Carriers. This career impacted Caymanian communities at large. One such story was that of the last voyage of the St. Clair Petrolor vessel, which exploded whilst at sea on December 6, 1960, with 29 Caymanians on board. The final trip started in November 1960 from Marcus Hook in Philadelphia via the Suez Canal onto Ras Tanura in the Persian Gulf. The ship was 789 feet long, could carry 56,000 tons of cargo, and was powered by a General Electric steam engine, 26,000 horsepower. The vessel was a unique one in that it was a self-unloading oil ore carrier and could carry both solid and liquid cargo at the same time.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Jay and Money and Appleton presents the Jamaica Independence Celebrations on Friday, July 31 at Compass Green with an all-day food fest. Come out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and enjoy your favorite Jamaican dishes. The nighttime concert features Jamaica's #1 comedian, Dufton Duffy Shepherd, local rising star singer Shay, and all the local dancers and performers, and the Kids Talent Contest. Admission is absolutely free with lots of prizes and giveaways. See you at the Compass Green on July 31 for Jamaica Independence Celebrations. Sponsored by Popeyes, Best Dress, Water, Excelsior Biscuits, Maggie, Suppligen, Grace Foods, Wellies, Rodney's Car Rental, White Construction, General Automotive Services, iCool Air Conditioning, Radio Cayman, and Breeze FM.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's get our weather update here. The afternoon forecast is calling for scattered showers. Yes, it was kind of overcast as I came into the studio here. The current conditions here in Georgetown, it's 88 degrees, feeling like 102, and the winds out of the east-southeast at a little over 8 knots with a relative humidity of 73%. And let's see what the forecast is calling for. Tonight we can expect cloudy skies and haze. Haze is still around. There's a 40% chance of showers and some thunder. Showers may become locally heavy at times. Temperatures will fall near the low 80s. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts in and around showers. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. The next low tide at 3:30 this afternoon. High tide at 10:13 tonight. Sunset at 7:05. And the outlook is for an improvement in weather conditions from late Wednesday as the available moisture continues to migrate west of our area, and a moderate to locally thick concentration of Saharan dust moves into the western Caribbean. Moderate to occasionally rough marine conditions are likely to begin from late Wednesday. The pressure gradient is increasing over the region, so we're going to be expecting a small craft advisory, and a dust alert is likely to be issued by Wednesday. So more dust. We keep having those things, and that's such a hassle for people who have any kind of respiratory situations. And National Hurricane Center in Miami, let's see what they're saying, and they're giving us the all clear for the next 7 days. No tropical cyclone activity expected for the next week, and that's how we like it. And from here on out, it's open line. Numbers to call, 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo, 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp at 925-3261. Those numbers will get you straight to the studio, and we have someone already on the line. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Mr. Cello.
Yes.
Man, I tell you, our days in going to church, you couldn't talk nothing about sleeping over and all them kind of things.
You were listening about the retreat at Church of God?
Yeah, maybe they were not like that. At least not me.
No.
It was going to church and go back home.
And church, as I mentioned, back when we were growing up, church was about the only place to go, right?
Yeah.
The church didn't have a lot of competition like it is these days, especially when it comes to young people.
Boy, I tell you, like, those times in Chalo, we, like you say, it wasn't too many places to go. So we had love. We had love going to Sunday school and going up on the church, 7 o'clock church and thing. In those times.
Yeah.
And go home and eat some nice turtle meat and go sleep, and you go church again the night time, same way, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I say, Chalo, one of the things that is missing, is really missing to me, I don't know who else misses it, but is the ringing of the church bell.
Oh, yeah.
I really can't understand why they took that out of the church in Cayman Islands.
Would it be even heard today if they did it with all the ambient noise in the environment? I don't know. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Sunday, West Bay and all the districts, you could hear, church bells ringing. Like they rang one to tell you to start getting ready to come to church.
Yeah.
They give you like a warning, time to get ready. And then they ring another one when it was time to, be coming inside and all that, right?
Yeah, man. I guess some young people hardly even know that there's a church going on in the community because they closed up the church for the AC. The church was too hot, so they closed it up for the AC. So no sound are getting out there like a church, especially on a Sunday. You understand?
Yeah, like what's going on in the church.
Yeah.
And remember they would ring the bell also when someone passed away in the community.
Oh boy, Chalo, I tell you, I used to get afraid when I used to hear that bell later.
Yeah. The tolling of the bell. Remember, they would just ring it one time. Dong! And then you had to wait for it to see if there was another one.
Yeah, man. I used to be afraid when I hear that bell, man. But there times when people get afraid, boss. Eh?
Yeah. That was the thing.
Yes, man. Well, anyway, I just want to share that with you, man, because I got a game coming up.
Game time. What, coming up in about 45 minutes?
Yeah.
So who you calling on this one? Who's going to be the winner?
I believe France.
Yeah.
The age. I believe they have the age.
Yeah, I think they're going to take it too.
Yeah, but again,
you never know.
The ball round, anything could go on, man. So I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, we have had some surprises in this World Cup, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, you take care.
Yeah, man, later.
And those surprises is that's what keeps it interesting, right? When you saw the little Cape Verde, I don't know, was it Cape Verde? Cape Verde. Yes, first time in the World Cup, and they were tying or knocking off some people. It was they as an underdog, they gained a lot of fans on the way. They became quite popular. So you never know. You never know with these things. Nothing is for sure. Sometimes the other day, remember, it almost looked as if Egypt was going to take Argentina down. But I don't know. Argentina, in the last few games here, it's like they wait until the end, and then they just explode. Wop, 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 wop. And that's it. they got it, right? So they're going to be playing England. Got my fingers crossed for England. Let's see what they can do. Maybe this is the year, right? Well, open line from here for the rest of the show. So pick up the phone, let's chat. We can talk about whatever. And I know something that's always at the top of people's mind. That good old cost of living, right? My wife was talking to me last night. We're picking up less stuff at the store, but we're paying just about the same for it. That's when we picked up more stuff. And it seems that way. So cost of living, always at the top of people's mind these days, and the spike, of course, that we are seeing these last few months here, all goes back to this conflict in the Middle East with U.S. Israel taking on Iran there, and now a fifth of the world oil supply is cut off because the Strait of Hormuz is closed. It's open, it's closed, and we're going to charge a toll. No, I'm going to charge a toll. You can't charge. No, I'm going to charge the toll. You can't charge the toll. This thing between Iran and the U.S., I think Trump has backed off now, right? Yeah. He says he's not. He won't charge the toll. Instead, those Middle East countries there, I guess like Qatar and Kuwait and them, they're going to invest in the U.S. We won't charge you the toll. Just do some U.S. investment instead. We'll call it a day. But things are getting hot there again. And I mean, when I say hot, I'm not talking about the weather. I mean, if you look at the news, people are talking about the possibility of this breaking out into, a wider conflict of, a true shootout, right? A true war. Because, apparently the ceasefire memorandum of understanding, that's in tatters now. It doesn't mean anything anymore, it seems. And the Trump is saying, they're going to control the Strait of Hormuz, and the bombing of Iran has picked up. And I heard a voice post online. I'm taking it on face value because it said it was President Clinton, and he was speaking about it, and he was saying, it's like there's three ways to go here. You can negotiate it out and settle it out through negotiations, which seems to be rather difficult. You can shoot it out, use force, but as I saw something in the Associated Press this morning about using force to open up the strait is not easy. It calls for major operations. And Clinton was saying the one that bothers him the most, the other possibility, is what he called drift. That there is no resolution. And this thing just drags on and on and on. And meanwhile, the oil is not coming through the strait, and you have these on again, off again type of talks and half efforts to do something, but nothing is resolved, and it just lingers on for so long that it really makes a major impact on the world economy. And, I'm wondering, now that we're back to the, some real shooting going on over there, tit for tat launches of missiles and bombing and drone attacks. How far away are we from the end of this? Are we ever going to see a resolution in the coming months? And as long as, 20% of the world oil supply is tied up there, or that it's just trickling out a little bit, because apparently they've opened up, the U.S. has designated some areas that ships could pass through. To the north is Iran, and then to the south would be safer. But they pretty much command that strait. And if the oil supply can't come back to where it was before this conflict, it's going to have a heck of an impact on the world economy. We have a caller on the line there. Good afternoon. Oh, they left us? Okay. So, yeah, I was looking at this report and saying why it's so difficult for the U.S. to fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. And people don't realize how large a country Iran is. It's not like a tiny little place. So they have lots of area to hide munitions and missiles and so forth. I think Iran is, a third of the continental U.S. So 1/3 of the continental U.S. That's a pretty big area. So they've been preparing for this kind of confrontation for quite a while now. In fact, this Associated Press report said decades. Iran has been preparing for this type of asymmetric conflict for decades now. And that's according to a senior fellow at the Middle East Institute, Jason Campbell. And they do things like they don't manufacture or store parts for missiles or drones all in one place. They're scattered around. They don't mass troops in a large area. In a large area, they have large numbers of troops massing to make it more difficult to detect and also to hit them. They would have to be hitting multiple targets, and this is the problem, that to fully open the Strait of Hormuz, you would probably need troops on the ground in Iran. to secure the areas, the coast at least, but go even further inland. And when you put troops on the ground in a foreign country, now the picture changes dramatically, because we're no longer talking about missiles and B-52 bombers or whatever, just dropping bombs and going back to base. That opens up a much wider conflict. And where does that lead? It's often easy to go in with troops. It can be a lot harder to get them back out once you commit to that. Because once if that is the solution, and to keep the Strait of Hormuz open by having troops in at least part of Iran, you just can't pull them out again, because then you're back to square one, right? So let's hope that we can see some kind of progress here, and see some light at the end of the tunnel, because the war affects not just the oil prices. It also affects the fertilizer. A lot of fertilizer comes out through that strait also. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz effectively chokes off approximately a third of the world's seaborne fertilizer and natural gas. We always hear about the oil, but natural gas is affected also, and this supply choke that we're having here is sending fertilizer prices soaring, just like the oil, and this is squeezing farmers into reducing usage, which results in lower global crop yields and higher consumer food prices. So if the supply of vegetables, other agricultural crops goes down, the demand is not going to go down. The demand is still going to be there, and that's basic economics here: supply and demand. If the demand is substantially more than the supply, you're going to pay more for them. So if you think when you go through the grocery store now and go through the produce, and you see lettuce being so expensive, other produce at sky high prices. If this thing continues on, those prices are likely to even get higher than what we're seeing them right now. Because let me take a few stats here that I found here. The crisis cascades through the global agricultural supply chain in three specific stages: the fertilizer shock, production, and transit fees. The Persian Gulf region accounts for about 20% to 30% of global fertilizer exports, including roughly 38% of global urea. Is that how you say it? And is a primary source of natural gas and sulfur needed to make ammonia, which is a main ingredient in fertilizers, right? Price volatility with outbound shipments halted. Global benchmark prices have spiked dramatically in the immediate aftermath. U.S. urea prices jumped and global prices climbed, sometimes more than doubling before adjusting to elevated plateaus. And the vulnerable regions, the World Trade Organization highlights that major agricultural economies in South Asia, Africa, and South America are highly vulnerable to these specific shortages. So, talking about worldwide impact here. And the fertilizer costs account for roughly 20% of grain production expenses. Confronted with steep prices and squeezed profit margins, farmers globally are either reducing application rates or skipping applications entirely. So that means that they're going to have less yields. So the crops are going to be less plentiful, and then you have the food inflation, right? We got to take a break. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is urging all residents to verify the validity of their travel documents and take steps to protect them ahead of the hurricane season, which starts the 1st of June. Residents are advised to check passport expiry date, verify entry requirements for their destination, apply for or renew passports and visas early, and make copies of passports and key documents and store them in waterproof containers. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Krista Burr.
Lady in red is dancing with
Chris tells us if he was surprised or not by the runaway success of his biggest tune. I'll also bring you the latest news on the greatest stars of the decade.
This is Totally 80s.
Heard on Saturdays from 2 until 4 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 and 91.9. And brought to you with the kind compliments of KFC.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charlo.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Today, sir.
I'm fine.
I said in relative to the economy and so forth, I think my outlook is that people will become more intelligent, you know.
People will become more intelligent?
And more creative in order to make more money. Because, I mean, if we're going through what we're going through right now, and the prices are just continuing to go up. People have got to get smarter and got to get more creative, and maybe I think there will be a lot more investing taking place. Foreign and local investors, people will remain confident or more confident because of what benefits they will reap from their investment. You know, I mean, because I mean, you know, when it concerns the prices and stuff like that, you know, majority or quite a lot more people will be lifting up their prices. And that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's what they've been doing, lifting up the prices. All right. Well, thanks for that input.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Well, I got a WhatsApp message here. Robert, our caller, well, we were talking about the ringing of church bells. Got a message here that says, Chalo, tell him the bell is still being rang at Wesleyan Church. That's the West Bay branch. So West Bay keeping up the tradition there of ringing the church bell down at the Wesleyan Church. And, yeah, that was, you know, a real cultural mark here in Cayman, the ringing of the church bell. And interestingly enough, I know in West Bay, each bell had a tone, right? And, of course, in those days, it was so quiet. You know, we're talking 1950s, 60s, and you could actually tell which church the bell was being rang at, because Presbyterian church bell sounded completely different from Church of God, right? Because of the tone, the note that bell was hitting when they struck it. And you could identify, for instance, when they tolled the bell when someone died in the district, you know, you could tell what church that person belonged to. Let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, hello.
Yeah. So they're still doing it at Wesleyan, man.
Yeah, man. I feel so good to hear that still, you know, because actually I grew up in that church.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and hopefully one day I'll get back there before I leave this life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would be good to go back, but right now I'm so far away from it, man. It would take him on everywhere to take me down there and back.
Maybe Uncle D could lend you the helicopter on Sundays to take you to West Bay.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. But I always think of Wesleyan Holiness Church, Pilgrim Holiness Church. Like I said, I grew up in that church, man, and it was a great time, you know. If we went to church all through the year, you know, at Christmas time, we would get presents and things like that, and that made us feel so good as like a youth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So thanks for whoever sent that message to me, man. Makes me feel good to know that we're still ringing the bell, you know.
Yeah, tradition lives.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, later.
All right. And I think we have another caller there. So, good afternoon. You're on the Air Talk Today. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon, Chalo.
Yes. How are you doing?
Okay, morning, you?
I'm doing all right. What's up today?
Well, my friend texted me back from the Philippines. I was talking to you about the roads,
Yeah. Well,
the cement roads.
concrete roads, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that the slabs are 50 feet long and 18 feet wide.
Okay. So they
Yeah,
prefab them
so that
and then like put them down, or
yeah, I guess that's what they do. Yeah. So he said that's the size of them, 50 feet long and 18 feet
that's.
wide. So
So did
that's
he
something the
did did he
government
did,
really.
did he tell you if all their roads are like that?
Well, I tell you, that's so according to how he's saying it. It sounds like the majority of the roads where he's staying, in the
Yeah.
place where he's staying, they're all cement.
Okay.
They're all cement. Yeah, they're all cement roads. So um, that's something the government needs to start looking into.
Did he tell you what he
And
found to be the advantages of it though? The
no,
advantages
I
of
really
having.
never. I told him I told him that that's what they need to do in Cayman, because the asphalt, putting down too much asphalt in Cayman is making the island a lot more hotter.
Uh-huh.
And he agreed with me. He agreed with me that that's true. So the government and the private sector, they need to realize now that it's time now to move forward now in a more positive and in a more wise way, and stop putting on this asphalt and start using these concrete slabs.
Yeah, I just looked it up here, and it's saying that concrete roads offer superior longevity, lasting 30 to 40 years. And they withstand heavy traffic without rutting. You know, 'cause you can, heavy trucks and stuff can just wear those asphalt roads down. And listen to this: reduce vehicle fuel consumption due to a stiff, smooth surface. How you like that?
You see, you see, you see the big difference that is, or in how much a lot better it is too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the heat.
Yeah, and it
It's not
says
just
that
the heat.
they reflect more light and remain unaffected by petroleum spills or extreme seasonal heat. Yeah, probably something we should look into.
Yeah, the private sector, all those people who build in apartments, um, people who build in shopping centers, all those kind of places like that. They, in residential areas now, like the new housing schemes that the government is doing now, like the one that they plan on doing in West Bay now. And when they make plans on doing that one in West Bay now, they should make plans on putting cement slabs. By putting cement slabs, that can make the little neighborhood down there in West Bay be a lot cooler during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of putting brand new asphalt up inside there after they get through building it, all that asphalt could do draw a lot of heat. A lot of heat, especially when it's brand new. That's all that does, is draw a lot of heat and discomfort. And people don't need any more heat than what they're feeling now from the sun alone. So government and the private sector, whoever's building now, needs to start putting on these concrete slabs. Because I mean, it's really getting out of hand when it comes to the asphalt. I mean, the people who own these asphalt companies, they don't care, you know. They would put asphalt through that whole island once they're getting paid for it. They don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
it the heat itself from the sun, when it gets very, very hot, the asphalt breaks down too. It can soften. It's not as resistant as what the concrete would be.
Yeah, and then when you put those concrete slabs in like the new neighborhood now that they plan on building in West Bay now, that they're breaking ground for now. When you put those concrete slabs, the children have a nice. They can ride their bicycles and play. Once no pile of traffic in the area, instead of having that hot asphalt right in front of the house and so forth, that the children can't even go on top of it and play comfortable because it's so hot. So all it's so much benefits from the concrete slabs.
Yeah, it mentions what you're saying too about the heat. It says that it helps mitigate the urban heat island effect in cities. Where you got all this asphalt, and in a city where you got a lot of roads, it becomes like a heat island. The hottest spot in the area is where all that asphalt is.
Yeah, and then the asphalt is not healthy either. Especially when it's brand new, the smell coming from that. Because when the heat comes from that now and the breeze draws that straight into your house, or if you're sitting on your front porch, that's not healthy either. So there's a lot of benefits from the concrete slabs that it's just something that Cayman has to start doing. Private sector and the government. Whatever government starts building new buildings or whatever, they need to start doing that.
All right. Listen, I got to take a break. Yeah, you want to say something else?
Oh.
You got something else to say?
Well, I'll call it back.
All right. Okay. We're going to take a break. Okay. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
RC Fusion is proudly brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, Farmers and Artisans Retail Market. RC Fusion, weekdays 10 a.m. to 12 midday, right here on Radio Cayman 89.9.
RC Fusion.
Radio Cayman Energy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're getting messages that the church bells are ringing in Cayman. Yes, Jamo, the one and only Jamo, says Church of God in Georgetown and East End still ring their bells. Good to hear. Keeping up a good tradition, But I'm sure in the noise that we have today, they're not ringing across, the distance like how they used to, because there's so many cars on the road and just so many different ambient sounds out there, lawn mowers going and weed whackers and leaf blowers. God, can those things make a noise? They're like disturbing. But I gotta say, things are quieter now since they clamped down on these Jake breaks. There's actually a difference. I think it was yesterday morning. Having some coffee, and I said, "Wow, it's quiet." Thank you, Commissioner of Police, for cracking down on them. We got another caller. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. Are you there? You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, you hear me, Mr. Charlo?
Now I'm hearing you.
Mr. Charlo, I got some info on the benefits of poetry.
Okay.
It says here, poetry offers powerful mental and emotional health benefits, serving as a proven therapeutic tool. Reading or writing poetry helps process difficult emotions, reduces symptoms of stress and anxiety, and fosters a deep sense of self-awareness and connection with others. And it says the mental health support systematic reviews indicate that poetry-based interventions are associated with significant reductions in PTSD symptoms, depression, and generalized anxiety. And it says in relation to stress and pain relief, reading or listening to poetry activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping to slow breathing, decrease heart rate, and ease tension. And quite a bit, expressing complex feelings through poetry allows you to release suppressed thoughts, untangle harmful narratives, and make sense of grief or isolation. And when it concerns the brain stimulation, it says poetic language stimulates the nucleus accumbens, the brain's pleasure and reward center, which can increase feelings of pleasure, empathy, and cognitive engagement. So I'm saying, Mr. Charles, I think that needs or quite a lot more poetry need to be read here in Cayman. It's a lot of benefits that can be had from poetry readings and all that sort of stuff.
So is that, I wasn't clear on something, is that saying that writing poetry will help people to express their feelings and work things out?
That is good as well. Let me see. Try to scroll down here. Reading or listening to poetry activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping to slow breathing, decrease heart rate, and ease tension. And also associated with significant reductions in PTSD symptoms, depression.
Yeah, I think you read that part,
and generalized anxiety,
Right. So just the reading or listening to poetry can help people with their mental health.
Oh, yeah, apparently, and I was speaking to quite a few people about it, and they said that they know about it. I said, well, I wasn't so sure about it, but I felt a lot more comfortable reading it and writing it. You know, I felt more calm and you know, I just feel good.
Yeah. Poetry has a way of touching the soul. Then. That's all right. So you're doing a good thing, creating poetry.
Yes, sir. I'll try to continue and do the best I can.
All right. You take care.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, back to the church bells. Robert, there are church bells ringing across Grand Cayman. Cayman Islands Baptist, Pedro Castle Road, they ring their bell for the 9 and 11 o'clock Sunday morning service. So the church bells are ringing, brother. Yes, that tradition is alive and well in Grand Cayman. What about Cayman Brac? You ring the church bells over there still? I bet you do. Who can give us a report on that? I think we had a little voice note here to play. Let's check in with that voice note on WhatsApp. Let's see what they're saying.
Well, I'm going to chime in my little 2 cents. I think the concrete roads would be more durable, but I don't know about temperature saving effects, because most of the black asphalt roads, when you lay them out, they don't stay black long. In a matter of months, they are gray, just like the concrete. So I don't think they affect temperature at all.
Well, that's one opinion on it. I know this thing I looked up here, though, that said it does help, with the heat, because it reflects, the sunlight, and helps mitigate the urban heat island effect. That's so. I guess the material itself is what matters. And speaking of poetry, a poetry evening. Gordon Solomon passed this on, and actually, this flyer is it says "Pass it on." Choose a writing prompt, write for 2 minutes, then pass your poem to the next participant. Each person adds to the poem before passing it on until it returns to its original author as a collaborative creation. Interesting exercise. And that's a poetry evening at Solomon Studio. Saturday, the 18th of July, 6 p.m. to 7:30. Light refreshments will be there. And for more info, you can contact Gordon Solomon Studio, all one word, Gordon Solomon Studio at Gmail, Alta and Gordon Solomon. And it's going to be hosted by Alta Solomon. So slip into the rhythm of words, share a spark of your imagination, and leave with a poem we wrote together. All adults are warmly invited to unwind, create, and connect. So that's Saturday, the 18th of July at the Solomon Studio in the BRAC, right? Yeah. Poetry workshop. That's a cool exercise, though. You start writing, and then you pass it on to the other person, and they write, and somebody passes you one, and you write, and until it comes back to the original person. We have a call on the line. Okay, let's get that one in here. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Chalo.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with that that voice message when it comes to there's no difference in the heat with asphalt and cement. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's what I was saying. This thing that I looked up here online was saying that it helps with heat.
Yeah, because
and I guess it's the material. It's more the material than the color, probably.
Yeah, if you walk barefoot on cement, right?
Mm-hmm.
A cement road, and if you walk barefoot on an asphalt road, I'm pretty sure you're going to feel the difference that asphalt is a lot hotter.
Yeah, I mean, concrete can get hot too, but yeah, I would think asphalt's going to be hotter.
Of course it's going to be hotter. Asphalt is practically almost tar, like tar.
Mm-hmm.
So of course that's going to be hotter. So I don't agree with that voice message that it's not going to make any difference when it comes to the heat. All right, suppose you got a house, and I put cement around my house, straight up to the wall, and you put asphalt around your house straight up to the wall, right? who you think will endure more heat? The one with the asphalt or the one with the cement?
Well,
Of course, the one with the asphalt.
if I had to choose, I would say the asphalt is going to be hotter. Yeah.
And if you had to choose which one to put around your house, I'm pretty sure you would choose to put the cement. So that voice message, I don't know who that individual is.
Well, he's just expressing his opinion. I mean, he was, just
but
giving his thoughts on it.
He needs to think a little wiser, because what I'm speaking about here, I'm trying to make the island a lot more cooler than what it is. And if we continue putting asphalt, the heat is going to get worse. And came on.
Well, listen, I got to go to the news. I got to go to the news. Take care. Well, France and Spain kicking off, and we also got to kick off the news here. It's 2:00.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Opposition MP Mr. Joey Hughes says Caymanian families deserve answers on this year's CUC base rate increase. He notes that scheduled base rate hikes were deferred in 2020 and again in 2022 to give consumers temporary relief. In a statement released today, Hughes says the question now is why a similar deferral was not pursued in 2026 during what he calls significant financial pressure. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has paid writer E. Jean Carroll more than $5 million in damages for sexual abuse and defamation. Her lawyer, Roberta Kaplan, said today that Carroll has now received the damages a New York jury awarded in 2023, plus interest added during Trump's failed appeals. Trump's legal team has declined to comment on the payment. In other news from Singapore, a court has ordered Bloomberg and one of its reporters to pay 460,000 Singapore dollars in damages to Minister K. Shanmugam and Tan See Lang. The ministers sued over a 2024 article on secretive luxury mansion deals. The judge ruled the piece implied they used non-transparent methods to avoid scrutiny, including over possible money laundering. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and a little weather update here. No alerts today, but maybe some coming. And current temperature here in Georgetown, 84 degrees. We're expecting scattered showers this afternoon. And yes, that 84 degrees feels like 96. So, relatively cool outside. Wind out of the east at 11 knots. Relative humidity, 86%. And let's see what our forecast for this evening is. The forecast calling for cloudy skies and haze this evening with a 40% chance of showers and some thunder. Showers could become locally heavy at times, and temperatures in the low 80s. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts in and around showers. Seas running at 3 to 5 feet. Low tide at 3:30 this afternoon, and the next high at 10:13 tonight. Sunset at 7:05. So days beginning to get shorter here, because yesterday was 7:06, right? And outlook. The weather outlook is for an improvement in weather conditions from late Wednesday as the available moisture continues to migrate west of our area, and a moderate to locally thick concentration of Saharan dust moves into the Western Caribbean. Moderate to occasionally rough marine conditions are likely to begin from late Wednesday as the pressure gradient increases over the region, with a small craft advisory to be issued thereafter. A dust alert is likely to be issued by Wednesday. And let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello, are you there? You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
Yes, afternoon. I just wondered if you could hear me. I kept hearing.
You're a little low. You're a little low, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't speak any louder.
Okay. Okay, gotcha now.
I don't speak softly, too softly, as you know. That thing about the church bells too. That's refreshing to know that. But I knew that. I think it's Brother James and them. They still have their bell ringing, and in town there, and probably the Church of God Full Gospel Hall too. If they, yes, I think they did that. I believe in Savannah also. They have bells ringing.
Yeah, we had a report the Baptist Church out on Pedro Castle Road there.
Yes, they ring a bell, and I guess maybe in the north side too, and I think in East End. Yes, and definitely the Wesleyan Bowl and Nest too. The matter with the Strait of Hormuz and all that, it'll always be that problem around here. And I think most young people don't understand that or can't seem to understand the kind of enemy you're fighting here, Iran. Those are people who are willing to kill themselves and encourage your people to kill themselves, to kill others, blow up themselves and all that. A different kind of warfare, very, very different. And the European countries, which are large, powerful countries, wealthy countries, because they were wealthy enough to send their football players all over the world, have spent hundreds of millions of dollars to send them all over, but not willing to defend their ships that are coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, warn Iran that they will attack them if they. So, it's all about their total dependence on America to be their complete protection and all. That's not going to happen any longer. Mr. Trump and whoever succeeds him as president, Democratic or Republican, they're not going to be doing that any longer. They're not going to be sending hundreds of trillions of dollars to Europe to defend themselves, and they're not willing to spend the money to defend themselves. We see now where NATO has acknowledged, like Mr. Trump has told them, that they've got to spend more on defense and defend themselves and build. We see where they're planning to build defensive missiles and so forth. My God. Ronald Reagan told them that years ago. I know they jumped up against that. That's 40-odd years ago that we're going to build this, and the old liberal people in the United States jumped up and said, Star Wars, and now they're doing it. Now it's put in place there for the Americans and so forth. So this is all a game of politics, a dangerous, dangerous game. and their dependencies on oil is so great from the Iranians and so forth, the Middle East. America doesn't need oil from there at all. They're supplying hundreds of billions of dollars worth of natural gas all over the place, even to China and all the Caribbean. And this is something that will go on. But one thing you can be assured of, we can first Trump all we want or whoever succeeds him. They're not going to allow Iran to build a nuclear weapon. They're not going to do it. And it's essential, it's imperative that they are not allowed to do this. They're not allowed to do it. So here we go. All you need is for the European leaders of those European countries to get some spine, some courage in your spine, and stand up and say enough is enough. We're going to defend our vessels there in 20 or 30 countries, well-equipped militaries, and here we go, and go about it, But it's dependent on that. But you can be assured it'll end in a short while.
You think so?
Present conflict. Yes, it will. It will end. And I think what's going to happen out of this is that the U.S. is going to pull out of that OPEC thing. So they'll be willing to sell their oil much cheaper, because that's the only thing that binds them to a sort of world price.
The U.S.?
It just makes a lot of billionaires, more billionaires on top of the billionaires that they now already are.
Yeah. Did you say that the U.S. was going to pull out of OPEC?
I believe they will.
But they're not in OPEC.
No, but they have to obey the prices. That because they are a petroleum exporting country also.
But I mean, okay, OPEC can decide how much oil they're going to
on the prices.
pump.
Yes, that's what it is.
But I mean, oil is oil is an international commodity. I mean, it's what people bid for it and willing to pay for it, right?
The prices are set by that. They can decide not to pay those prices. Come on.
No, but what the oil, OPEC is not setting the price because it's fluctuating on the market, the oil market.
Yes, it does fluctuate a bit, but they depending on oil futures and on different things and shares in companies and so forth. We talk about electric cars. Before 1920, the United States had over 50 companies producing electric cars. Over 50 companies. The Baker Electric, they made the first enclosed car like cars are now. Was an electric car, the 1909 Baker. And the first president to have a driver's license, Taft, he had one of those cars, Baker Electric. What do you have now? About 4 companies in the U.S. building electric cars. And they're probably owned by the oil companies somehow, or the big boys, not the oil companies. But and maybe it's the oil companies who are making most of the what do you call it? For the solar power, the solar shields and solar glass for the solar panels and stuff like that have to be made by someone with money, and here we go again. So
but Mickey, as far getting back to the price of oil, right?
Yeah.
I just looked something up here. The global price of oil is not set by a single country, company, or government. Instead, it is determined 24/7 by the global commodities futures market, where traders buy and sell contracts based on perceived supply and demand.
Yes. But what you think OPEC is?
OPEC is determining how much supply there is.
Exporting countries, right?
They say we're going to cut back on the supply, or we're going to open up the supply.
But all those are those companies that are with OPEC then are playing by OPEC's rules.
Yeah. Well, somebody the other day that broke away from them. It was one of the
OPEC's rules.
One country in the Middle East that said we're going to do what we want to do. But listen, I got to go right now.
But I understand all the people that have a say are very different.
But if you control the supply, you do you do affect the price for sure. Because if you turn the pipes off, the demand and the supply is not going to match up.
They control the supply, but they get desperate enough. They want not to control the supply, and they'll want the countries will want more.
You need oil.
Concrete road things. It's a good idea, but you've got to think everything has a drawback. Maintaining your underground utilities will be a lot more difficult. You can see that right away with cutting up concrete and digging it up. As we move along so rapidly with development here, we've got to build more water lines, more lines, more sewerage, more telephone lines on the ground, and et cetera, and all the underground things that we depend on here. So there's a drawback to everything. Asphalt is much cheaper in that way and much easier to maintain it, and so forth. So we have to think about that. Philippines is thousands and thousands and thousands of islands. Many of the roads there, I imagine, are just dirt roads and all that in many of the islands. So it's specific places, I imagine, are concrete that they know that it's workable and so forth. And how they run their sewer system and run different things, it might be quite different from how we run ours. And all that would have to be taken into consideration, I imagine. And it would be a lot more costly. So there we go again, there we go again. They always have to factor in everything here. We think about that.
Yeah, everything has a plus and a minus,
It's great for us to talk about these things. It is. It does provide good conversation back and forth and see how people think. But you have a wonderful day, Charlo.
Yeah, man. You too.
It teaches people a lot. People learn a lot. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Mickey. Take care. We've got to take a break. Be right back.
Freedom, Kim Rack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Grow your business with Breeze 105.3 FM and Radio Cayman. From spot packages to full campaigns, we've got rates that fit your budget and your goals. Email our sales team today, rcsales@gov.ky. That's rcsales@gov.ky. Let's get your message on air and reach listeners who trust us every day.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Mr. Charlo.
Yes.
I think this might be more important than I imagine. I want you to check something on the internet, in relation to the health benefits of poetry. And if you can read that and see for yourself what it's all about.
Okay, I'll check that out sometime.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay then.
Okay.
Well, we were just talking about the price of oil, right? And things had started to improve. What was it, I guess back in June, but not now. They're not coming down right now. They're actually surging rapidly, and of course, it all goes back to what's happening in the Middle East since this whole collapse of that ceasefire and memorandum of understanding that the U.S. and Iran had. That's pretty much existent now, and prices had dropped significantly in June. I think going back almost to the pre-war price, but it's just kind of flipped around in the last 48 hours here. There's been a sudden price surge after tumbling to around $68 to $72 per barrel earlier in the summer. Brent crude, and that's the main one. Brent crude has jumped by over 14% in 2 days, trading as high as $85 per barrel. U.S. benchmark West Texas crude has similarly shot up over $80 per barrel. And the cause of all of that, the collapse of the U.S.-Iran truce and President Trump's decision to reinstate a strict shipping blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. And that's, reignited a lot of supply fears. And once that happens, people start shooting those prices up. And, excuse me, the outlook. Economists at Capital Economics warned that if global stockpiles continue to deplete due to the conflict, oil could spike. Write this down. If this conflict continues, oil could spike to $140 to $160 per barrel or higher in the near term. Oh, that's not good to hear. Everything goes up, right? When the price of a barrel of oil goes up. And because crude oil prices dictate the raw cost of petrol and diesel, this sudden market reversal means the recent period of falling pump prices is ending. Retail fuel prices lag behind crude oil markets by 1 to 2 weeks, meaning local pump stations, well, this is written not for Cayman, but meaning local pump stations will likely face upward pricing pressure shortly. So that's the outlook for where the price of fuel is going. And it's not down. And that just means more increase in the cost of living. Getting less for your money, and things that kind of looked good at the beginning of 2026. Maybe things had kind of stabilized, and we might have a decent economy going here. And a lot of things are still growing. It's just the whole expense of it, And as my friend there, Mickey, touched on yesterday, it's not just the electricity that is causing, things to go up here in Cayman. We got to bring things in here. Everything practically that we use, that we eat, comes through that dock or through that airport, and it takes fuel to bring it here. And so the shipping charges are higher because of the price of fuel. And that means, by the time it reaches the grocery shelf, the cost to the grocery store is more, and they're going to pass that on to us. Then a while ago I was talking about the fertilizer. Farmers choosing to use less fertilizer, which means you have less crops. The crop is not as giving you as much yield as what it normally would, because it doesn't have the fertilizer. And so if you have less crops, the demand remains the same. The price is going to go up. So it goes up at the farm, then it's put on a truck that's paying more for fuel. It's put on a ship that's paying more for fuel. So by the time it gets to the dock here, it's more expensive than the last shipment. And, by the time you put it in your grocery cart, you're saying, I'm buying less, but I'm paying more. Yeah. So, that's the dilemma. And what do we do? I guess, like one of the callers said, you got to get creative. You're going to have to economize on how we spend our dollar, make sure we're getting the most for our dollar. And if you're interested in the football, what Spain just scored, Spain scored on a penalty shot. So what is that, 1-0 Spain? Yeah. So there we go. Now those guys playing, they don't have to worry about the cost of living, right? They can afford to pay a little extra. But you and me, we can't afford it. No. But we got to live with it and work around it. So, I don't know. Mickey says he thinks this is going to be resolved soon. And I don't know. This whole on again, off again, and now the war is on again. People are talking about going back, that this could end up going back to, the full-fledged strikes that we saw earlier, and the war getting even more intense. So let's hope for the best. But I don't know. Maybe it's going to be like what Clinton was saying. It's going to drift. It's going to drift, and the strait remaining closed. It's closed by both the U.S. and Iran. Iran says, I'm going to close it. The U.S. says, no, I'm going to close it. So either way, 1/5 of the world oil supply is tied up there at the Strait of Hormuz. But let's hope for the best. And you got to keep our head up and move along, right? Do what we have to do. Maybe we'll have to economize a little bit here to make the ends meet. But we'll keep going. It's coming up at 2:30, just about 2:30, and that means my time is up. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for calling in. You have a good afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
For over 50 years, Radio Cayman.